During my tenure here, there was three priorities, at least things that I wanted to get done. The first one was I wanted to evaluate our classification system to make sure that we were not overclassifying inmates, keeping them at a level that stood as a barrier to them being able to access certain types of community-based programs and other things. All in all, I think we have accomplished that. I think we have, we actually had a three-phase evaluation of our classification system, and there are some tweaks that need to be made, and some of those tweaks will probably result in some additional people getting classified at the community custody level so that we can access those programs. And so I think that was important. I think that's important not just for the inmates, but for our membership as well, to be able to know that, okay, we've got a process in place that helps move the inmates through the system. And then the second thing I'd said, was to, and we kind of couched it under the implementation of the transition from prison to community initiative. But basically what it encapsulated so many things. We need more community involvement. Those communities surrounding those institutions, and I'll admit, it was probably one of the most adversarial things that happened in my tenure here, the closure of prisons, that led me to realize just how passionate these communities were about their institutions. Specifically Jefferson Correctional. There was quite a community uproar over the proposal that we close that institution. But when I saw that, ultimately we did not close Jefferson, but we did close 6 others and 6 work camps. What I learned there was there's a huge resource we need to be tapping into. They rely on these prisons economically. They rely on them for so many things that they bring to the community. Well, turnabout's fair play then. We should ask them to repay us a little bit. Come in and we have really opened up and encouraged our wardens to get the community involved. And just in the short time since we've been doing that, we've seen things that just unique partnerships. We, school board out of one of our areas, attended one of the community partnership meetings at the institution. And basically at the end of the meeting came forward and said, look, we're getting ready to surplus a bunch of laptop and desktop computers, and I want to donate them to the prison so they can be used for training for the inmates. One of our institutions, the manager of Home Depot store there in town attended the community partnership meeting. They've now entered into a partnership. They sell a lot of plants at Home Depot, and what they did was those plants that maybe started, not doing well, I won't say dying, but they were starting to die. Instead of just throwing them out, they're donating them to the prison. And then they're supplying the materials to rehab those plants. And then Home Depot and the prison are taking the plants and donating them to Habitat for Humanity. So those are the kinds of things that I think, let the community know that, hey, the prison's more than just a place where there's all bad people. They're not all bad people. There's a lot of bad ones in there, but a lot of them are just people that made wrong choices in life. And so I think, and I could go on and on with the examples of what we've seen. We've basically encouraged every one of our wardens to join the Chamber of Commerce and start attending those meetings and interacting. So that community involvement, and ultimately with the goal of doing everything we can to transition people out of prison and reduce the likelihood that they're coming back. That was the second priority. And then the third one was one that I think, you know, it could be insulting if you don't say it in the right way. But I had said we were going to be professional in everything we did. And I didn't mean to imply that we hadn't been, which I think some people did. But what I was saying is, to build a reputation for professionalism, you can't go around and tell people you're professional. You have to demonstrate professionalism. You have to be professional. And so I'd said, everything we do, we need to do it with the highest degree of professionalism. And all that goes toward a similar goal of the other one: change the perception of the Department of Corrections. I think many people out there really don't understand. They don't understand the mission of this organization. They don't understand the challenges. You know, as we look at our correctional officers and our probation officers, I mean, every day they're operating in some of the worst environments of the state, and they're dealing with some of the most difficult clientele of anybody in the state. And unfortunately, those few bad apples really kind of spoil, at least make the whole barrel look bad when they're not. So that was the goal there, was to get a better understanding that the Department of Corrections does take its mission seriously, that we do want to deliver it with professionalism, and we want to be known for that professionalism.